gotten any snow yet, but it is definitely cold enough to transition your garden from fall to winter.
Probably should have already done that. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones caught up with the Friends of Manitou for some tips on relocating and repotting outdoor plants.
All right, with gray skies, the jackets and everything, I would assume that it is no longer gardening season, but you know what they say about assuming, and I'm no expert in this matter, which is exactly why I'm standing by with Gabi Tilly here, and she actually is an expert. So thank you first and foremost for hanging out with us, Gabi. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm kind of enjoying the weather still.
Yeah. A little bit. It is definitely getting colder, but that's why we wanted to come out and have a chat with you because, again, you know, the seasons are changing. What can we do this time of the year to I guess, make the most of our gardens or prepare for the next year?
Okay, well, one thing you can definitely do is plant your bulbs. If you still bought some bulbs and they're sitting on the counter in the garage, you know, get those in the ground, right? And the soil is still workable, so you don't want to be like, you know, digging a giant crater, but for a bulb, definitely still perfect time to get those in the ground.
Well, I guess something that kind of concerns me, I guess, with you talked about the ground. The ground is still good, right?
Yes.
I have these rose bushes at home. I've got them all in pots. I was so excited about them as I started collecting them earlier this year, and they're on my deck. And I said, oh, well, I'll have to put that actually in the ground, right, for them to survive throughout the winter. Is that true, or do you think they can survive in the...
So anything that you grow in a pot over the winter here, it needs to be 2 zones colder than what we have. So we're technically a zone, depending on like if it's Deer Park or you know, various different microclimates. We're anything from a zone 5B to a 6A, which is that our nighttime coldest temperatures that we ever get could be like -15. Your roses are not going to make it.
Oh,
so
goodness.
I wouldn't plant them in the ground anymore. What you can do is you can take your whole container and you can either move it into an unheated garage.
Oh, okay.
And leave them in there, and then just maybe once a month check to make sure that the ground, the soil hasn't totally dried out. And that'll just protect them enough, but won't let them keep growing. They'll go dormant. So drag them to the side.
I can do that. I can take it to the garage.
You know, in the garage. Yeah. And then in the spring, I'd say late March, bring them out. And then they'll be okay.
All right. That's a lot of good information right there. So I'm going to be calling you throughout the winter and especially as we get towards spring, if that's okay with you.
Yes, you know that's okay with me.
All right, Gabi Tilly, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, and we'll toss it back to you in the studio.
You can catch more gardening tips on the weekend edition of Up with KREM. You can watch from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday only on KREM 2+. We hope to see you this weekend.